It's back to the drawing board for planning a light rail route through the northwest suburbs. Project managers are once again taking a look at a large range of options. Those working on the Botno Blue Line project hope to have a new route in place by the end of the year. You may recall the previous route was scuttled after no agreement could be reached with the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway Company to share its freight rail corridor. Of the 13-mile line, about 8 miles relied on the railway company's right-of-way. But since that didn't work, planners are exploring other options, including building rail line on County Road 81 through Robbinsdale and Crystal. The project office expects to submit route ideas to the public for feedback this summer, while engineers evaluate those options. Plymouth Police continue to deal with difficult losses to its K-9 division.
Early January of 2020, we had to unexpectedly put one of our dogs down, Audrey, who had some lingering health issues.
The Plymouth Police Department normally has 3 K-9 units. Audrey's replacement started and worked the rest of the year. Then tragedy struck again.
But unfortunately, in the end of November, so I think it was November 25th, another one of our K-9 partners, K-9 Night, woke up lethargic, and after an emergency run to the vet, was found that he was sick and had to be put down.
The cost of replacing not 1 but 2 K-9s in 1 year is considerable. Replacing 1 K-9 is estimated to cost around $12,000. It's why the Plymouth Crime and Fire Prevention Fund is stepping forward to raise money toward getting another K-9. We'll have more details on how to help at ccxmedia.org. This week marks the beginning of the Christian season of Lent, which kicks off with Ash Wednesday. But churches are having to adjust their normal Ash Wednesday traditions due to the pandemic. Golden Valley's Calvary Lutheran Church is one of the larger Lutheran congregations in the Twin Cities. This year for Ash Wednesday, church leaders have decided to skip the ashes altogether as a way to avoid physical touch and abide by social distancing guidelines. Instead of putting ashes on people's foreheads, their plan is to use the worship service to focus on the themes of Ash Wednesday, such as repentance and mortality.
We considered a lot of different ideas. We've connected with churches across the country that are doing all sorts of different things. But in the end, what we decided is we can still focus on the meaning and on what Ash Wednesday represents without having to touch anyone.
Other churches have reported that they'll sprinkle ashes on the tops of people's heads or create take-home ash kits for congregants. The convenience of baking at home became a huge thing for people when restaurants shut down at the onset of the pandemic. One industry that benefited from the craze is the frozen pizza business. I spoke with a local company that has seen sales soar as they compete in the crowded market of frozen pizzas. Amid the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we have to make the occasional stop at the gas station. Some people simply fill up and go on their way. But inside every holiday, you'll find 7th Avenue Pizza.
There's a lot of sausage, a lot of pepperoni, lots of cheese, our special sauces underneath it all.
And Patrick Nelson says that more people are heading to the frozen food section to buy one of these pizzas, courtesy of a company known mainly for ice cream.
So last year we sold 130,000 7th Avenue pizzas.
Brown's Ice Cream Company Vice President Patrick Nelson says that's a 60% increase in sales compared to 2019. Not bad for a product that made its debut 10 years ago after Nelson decided they needed a product to help fill their trucks during the winter months when ice cream sales are slower.
It's a little surreal. I'm very proud of it. Just like anything, nothing's guaranteed, so you got to go in every day knowing that you got to keep proving it to the person that is putting it on those shelves.
Before the pizzas make it onto these shelves, they're briefly kept in a frozen northeast Minneapolis warehouse.
It's colder than it is outside today, which is about minus 17.
The company produces 7 flavors of 7th Avenue pizzas, and on average, they deliver about 1,000 cases of pizzas a week to places like Holiday, Speedway, and Lunds & Byerly's.
You can't get anything fresher.
It's a source of pride for Patrick's cousin and fellow VP, Matt Nelson.
At the end of it all, it's a family business, and we do it all for the family, and to see something like this sort of take off only makes our grandfathers and our fathers proud. That's what we want.
The company that debuted in 1963 has a rich history of providing smiles to local ice cream lovers.
That's where we all worked as kids, growing up making ice cream cones.
But when you combine a pandemic and a delicious product that's easy to make, the company president says it's a recipe for success.
The grocery store business, I mean, you know, ice cream and pizzas have been, you know, right underneath Charmin toilet paper. I mean, they're just, you know, the business has been very good.
The Nelson family hopes that their recent success with 7th Avenue Pizza will help set them up for years to come.
I'm confident that once people do try it, they'll like it and hopefully they buy it again.
Despite frigid temperatures, a Twin Cities company is warming the hearts of community members living in the Northwest Metro. Hero Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling plans to give away 6,500 boxes of chocolate to residents. Technicians will drop the chocolate to people at random. Each person will get 2 boxes, one for themselves and another to be shared with someone else to pay it forward.
We're in a crazy time right now, and we want to brighten people's days. Just handing out chocolates is one of those things. Some people might think it's like a small thing or not a big deal, but it's the small things that make the big difference, especially with the crazy times with COVID and everything.
At the start of the pandemic, the company also handed out free flowers as a way to spread joy.
The Wayzata boys hockey team enters play this week with 6 wins in its last 7 games. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet Trojan senior Jake Schneider.
Like a lot of Minnesota high school hockey players, Jake Schneider has played the sport for as long as he can remember. Now the Wayzata High School senior is in the home stretch of his high school career.
It's crazy, just like it's here before you know it, and I mean, I'm only down to like 12 games now. It's just crazy to think about, so I'm just taking it one game at a time, one practice at a time actually, just enjoying every bit of it.
An overtime loss to Edina in last year's Section 6AA tournament semifinals fueled Jake and his teammates for this season.
Yeah, that was a super tough loss for us, and just like all the seniors, it just sucked. And this year I think we're going to be much more ready for it, and that's kind of like our motivation for next year, and we're not going to let that happen again this year.
Schneider is among the top scorers for a talented Trojans team, and his drive to get to this point has paid off.
He's one of the hardest working kids we've had in a while, and he continues to do that this year, and it shows in practice, and it's really shown with how his games came around this year, and he's gotten so much faster and stronger over the last couple of years, and he's putting the puck in the net this way for us, or this year as well, and it's been fun to watch. His motor's always going in practice, doesn't take drills off, and always trying to work on the little things we've been talking about, whether it's asking us questions about the game and stuff like that. So it's just like, seems like his motivation, his compete factor is at a high level every single day.
Part of Jake's nearly daily regimen is finding time to work on his game away from the rink.
I have an area in my garage that I shoot pucks pretty much every single day, so I've been doing that for as long as I can remember, shooting pucks every single day, and then once or twice a week I'll wake up early in the morning and just work on my skating with a skating coach. So
Schneider gives high marks to his Wayzata hockey experience. Says he learned from watching older players in the program.
There's just been like a few older guys that have just been like always fun to watch. Like Max Zimmer was one of them. Griffin Ness was another one of them. Those guys have just like been the guys I've looked up to, and they've just been like real good role models for the Wayzata, and they've been great people, I think.
One of Jake's dreams is to play college hockey. And to reach that goal, he'll head to the North American Hockey League next season to play in Corpus Christi, Texas.
I got to know their coach really well, and I really clicked with him, so that place just seemed like a great fit for me, so I decided I want to go down there, and I think that'll be really cool just to get pretty far away from home and just get a whole new experience.
The Trojans' team grade point average is over 3.6 this season. Jake is a straight A+ student with a GPA of 4.12. With an eye on eventually going into business, his drive to succeed in academics is just as strong as the work he puts in on the rink.
Well, I don't know, I just take pride in getting good grades, and it's just like I enjoy doing school, and it's something you're going to need when you're older in life. So I mean, like, that's just something I take pride in. I enjoy learning new things every day, so I mean, you're forced to do it anyway, so might as well do it well if you're going to do it.
The Trojans will know late next month if their talent and hard work pays off in the form of the school's 4th state tournament appearance in the last 8 years. There is a belief in winning that Jake Schneider shares with his teammates.
I think we have a really good group of guys, and I think we have a good shot at it this year, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Jake has 6 goals and 6 assists in the Trojans' 9 games this season. Wayzata hosts Moorhead on Friday. You can cast your vote for this week's Play of the Week on CCX. Each week, there are 4 new prep plays from the past 7 days for you to choose from. And here is our latest winner. It's Audrey Dehler of Maranatha Christian Academy and her acrobatic shot plus the foul in the Mustangs' recent win over Blake. MCA is now 6-1 on the season. Congratulations to Audrey. To cast your vote for this week's plays, please visit our website at ccxmedia.org, go to the Sports tab, and then click on the Play of the Week to vote. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.